I wasn't doing trial yesterday, but I decided to do it tonight. I have myself a little New Year's hat that I got, and I've got my little countdown timer up above me. Can't believe it's already almost 2026. So, I'm excited. I'm happy. And we're gonna do this trial tonight. Ahem. So, is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
Huh?
And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding! I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. There's not gonna be a lot of voice acting because I'm just doing the trial. But, yeah. Which is good because I really don't have a ton of energy right now. We are gonna stay the full amount of time. But, yeah. Okay, can my phone, like, shut the hell up? Sorry about that, guys. Discord decided to blow up at me all at once. Alright. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. It's terrible. You're terrible.
Phew!
Phew. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then. Hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Sorry, I'm trying to deal with something real quickly. Because of course. Okay. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Alright, we are gonna actually talk to everyone. I'm not gonna fuck up like I did for the first trial.
Well then.
I will uncover the villain who performs such heinous acts on a weaker individual. You ready? We doing this? I don't know why the killer did what they did, but
Count on it.
I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro?
Shall we go?
Shall we begin?
How very sad.
Miss Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe. Okay. There is something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. I guess I wasn't much help on this one. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. Alright. I will indeed show you just how far my logic can take me, Byakuya. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very nice.
Good. You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay, then let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills,
Everyone, please
thrills!
find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. I'm gonna get that one these days. I used to be able to do it. I used to have it. I'm gonna get it one day before the... There's 6 trials in total. I'm gonna get it by then, hopefully. Yes, we are going to save. Set skills. I don't believe... Well, increases the... Yes, increases the influence gauge by 2. I can make more mistakes. Melodious voice I have. But I really haven't gotten that many skills. So. Finish preparations. Let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Okay. Genocide jack case file, library desk lamp, locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But What kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
It was the dumbbell.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
But it wasn't.
Poor Chihiro.
Okay, I do need to remember how the controls work. Silencer I don't think we have access to yet. If I remember right. Could be wrong. Fast forward is B. Fire is X. Concentrate is R. This is what I was wanting. Okay. No, the weapon that was used to kill Chihiro must have been in the locker room.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
It appears it was a... According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
That certainly would make for...
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's... It appears it was a... According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt...
Instrument.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, it's wrong.
There we go.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to the non-stop debate. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Okay, yep, this is where we get the silencer. Cool. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear... I've got auto on. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. I need to remember not to rapid fire. And the reason I say that is because I have a skill in the Steam version of this game and in the other Danganronpa games that I've been playing where the time limit won't decrease. I don't have that skill here, so I need to be careful about that. The downside of having played this game before is that you're used to playing it one way. You can't play it this way because I'm not that part yet. I don't have that skill. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, which it's not, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget all about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Will do. Alright.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
We're talking about Genocide Jack, so I'd assume it's the case file.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
Hifumi! The evidence that shows Genocide Jack is related to this case, it has to be, well, the case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no...
Damn it! It's not, it's X to shoot. X to shoot.
No, it's wrong.
Okay.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Bloodlust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic
Let's give it everything we've got!
The other
It's
characteristic of every
punishment
Genocide Jack case,
time!
which the world at large doesn't know, is how the victim was positioned. Hi, Pink!
Apparently,
Thank you
in
very
every
much for
Genocide
that.
Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
Happy New Year! Almost New Year.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You obviously
You're
also knew
saying
about it.
Genocide
so.
Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie! What? Oh, okay. Wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why's this gotta be so complicated?
What I want to know is the Hangman's Gambit still going to be the same as it was in the original? Because I know they possibly changed it to the ID. I don't know if what I don't know is in this remake if they changed the Hangman's Gambit. Because this particular Hangman's Gambit, I never really liked it. Because it doesn't really identify it, if that makes sense. I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean? No, they didn't change it. This one never really made sense to me.
Now I understand.
It honestly never did.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
See, that makes more sense than schizo. Because when I think schizo, I think schizophrenia, which is completely different. I don't understand, but it's whatever. Just a minor gripe that I have.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
I'm trying to remember if this was mentioned, like, obviously it was mentioned, but if they called it the ID. Or if they called it split personality disorder, or multiple personality disorder. Or what they called it, I don't know. I meant to look that up.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
One thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, I'm fine. Yeah. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? Yeah. She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a topping and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. Oh, to drive out the killer. To drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, You wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise. Don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... Hello, Genocide Jack.
Well, hello there.
Or should
Is
we
it
say
me you were
Genocide
hoping
Jill?
to see?
But Genocide Jack.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, right.
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
That's not what they meant.
Just kidding!
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
No.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive.
I like Genocide Jill,
The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Just double checking. Yeah. Is Genocide Jack really the killer? I feel like something doesn't match up.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches.
No, it's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference about the murders, the victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. What was used to suspend her? When she was suspended, we'd have no way of knowing that. How the body was posed, that's the same. It's what was used.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
Scissors were used to both kill and...
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Yep.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
If you're not familiar with Japanese names, it is hard to tell.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jet victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was a girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Oh god, I have to try and pronounce these names again. Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, 17, Shoji Gaku, 23, Kano Isai, 14, Takeshi Yoshida, 30, Komatsu Nataro, Takafumi Gono, Uchida Naohia, Takeshi Masamue, Yuto Yumejima. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
Yep.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Yes, there are. Because it's relevant to the plot. They let Toko keep her scissors.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore! Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yep.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Yeah. But who brought that up in the first place? Obviously, Byakuya knew about it, so... Actually, hold on. There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind it all! Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
In the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Yeah. What's your defense to that?
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Wait, what's so strange about it again?
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Yes, I would like to hear more. Oh, we're absorbing statements now. Great! Next, we're gonna add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the X button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have an answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to use flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. You're gonna add little tiny things. Yeah, Monokuma File 2 ain't gonna do shit.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
That's a natural reaction for you.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
We didn't know it was Chihiro.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
That's a natural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest
we check the... There was no time for...
missed.
What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay, Hifumi.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to...
That's a natural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
No, it's wrong.
We had no way of knowing Chihiro was dead at that
I'll
point.
tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope, was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
The proof that Byakuya did it is hidden within the rope. I guess it's possible, but first, the item she had been bound with was used like a rope. But was it actually a rope? No, it wasn't.
What? The difference between the cases?
Hiya, ma'am.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to...
But
Chihiro was... It was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya, where...
I'd never seen that rope before.
This,
Obviously,
I
somebody
meant to
else
do the
must have had it hidden
silencer
away
and
somewhere.
then that, but okay.
What? The difference? You want me to explain when I want to kill? And I use those same... But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya, where...
I'd never seen that rope. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden
I
away
just sped
somewhere.
right through it, okay.
What? The difference? You want me to explain it when I want to kill? And I use those same scissors... But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya, where...
I'd never seen that rope.
There we go.
No, it's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say...
That extension cord.
That extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
I don't disagree. So you agree with not disagreeing. You agree with agreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks just now. There's something in there that concerns me. The scene of the crime.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
Right, but that doesn't mean she was killed there.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Yep.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, Did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual crime of the scene could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I need to just focus on those things that got switched. Posters.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is Hiro actually gonna be smart for once? Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? That's a good question. Is Hiro actually smart for once?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
No.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Leon's was broken. The only ones that were there, the girls' ones. But that's if she was able to use it, yeah.
Is it really possible?
Could Chihiro really have...
I got. She must have hacked her. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have been.
No, I don't. She used the thing that. Huh? What?
I'm talking about Leon.
No, it's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, Why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
You've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What's not possible, Sakura? Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
That's right. Chihiro is actually a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he.
Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
And the one thing that I love about this is once they know his actual gender, or I guess in this case his sex. Well, no, it would be his gender. He just didn't go by it. It's a weird situation. But they start using he pronouns, which I think is cool.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Thank you for the hydrate, Mom.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room.
And in that case, they could have used one of the girls' handbooks in the main hall.
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Thank you, Kyoko.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
The fact some people got mad over that Monokuma line. Which Monokuma line? Oh. Okay. I'm doing alright. How are you?
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Yeah. And I get it. You have to think back when the game was actually made, though. There was a different perspective back then. So, if that makes sense, it wasn't as widely accepted, I guess I should say.
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you.
Well, the thing is, the creators confirmed he does think he is a boy. Okay, yeah. It is a weird gray area. He is a boy. His gender is male. His sex is male. But he just dressed like a girl. Which, we'll get into that. I think the reasoning was explained in the game. And we haven't gotten to that part yet. So yeah.
And then again, when he found out Chihiro was actually a guy.
It was. So yeah, it'll be explained later. But yeah.
If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or...
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man! Game over!
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah! No! Not game over!
Not only do we have no info on the killer, but nobody even saw the victim before he died. Is that actually true?
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
I think I'm supposed to do it
It's
at that.
over. It's all over.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You want to know who saw the victim?
It's over here.
The killer. The killer.
No, it's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory where... I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Because he couldn't go into the girls' locker room.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Right.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much, enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Right.
So next we have to ask,
Right.
why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
Right.
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Mm-hmm.
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit, personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Really?
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
Yeah.
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Yep. Are you saying there's something off about what someone just said? Yep.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
He was on his way to. So next we have. Why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the
So,
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No.
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Cause exercising.
I have a white
need
tracksuit.
that.
I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us get...
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, we know he was on his way to go. So next we have, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the cult...
So, what you're... The killer was wearing...
No, it's wrong.
Yeah, I know. I just fucked it up.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
I don't know. What did you say? Because clearly you slipped up, pal.
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
You fucked up, pal. It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
When?
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
Doubt that.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
And this is one little tiny detail that's actually pretty cool.
That's a good question.
The way that he talked. The way that he talked.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Did you notice such a tiny detail?
Yep, because unlike me, Kyoko's actually very observant. I did not notice this on my first playthrough. I had to look for it on my second.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
Yeah.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth.
Oh.
What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly,
Hifumi.
might not be all that.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to Chihiro's?
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
2 out of 15 is not that high, in all retrospect. It's like between a 7th and an 8th.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Okay, now Monokuma's just leading. How did the handbook break? By hitting its weak point.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Yeah.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
But it's also a necessary piece of evidence.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
High temperatures, like the sauna?
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I do.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Really, it could have only been one person. The person who was fully dressed in the sauna. Mondo.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Oh, Taka.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
What? 1 minute. 1 hour before midnight.
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
No.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Even I don't want to believe Mondo might have actually killed someone. But I found something that proves it was beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
I'm gonna do
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
No, that's wrong! Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's. Yet,
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is
We've been
prohibited?
over this.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
Okay. I was opening a soda and I thought it was gonna explode. It did not. Better.
As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Thank you for the subscription,
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
No, I didn't.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Alright. We got Chihiro in there. Celeste walks in. And Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse with a duffel bag and this. He stuffs it in the bag and he leaves. Pulls out his handbook and walks into the boys' locker room where he meets up with the culprit. The culprit is lifting weights. Walks up behind Chihiro and hits Chihiro on the head. Let's skip that one for a second. There's Bloody Dumbbell. Chihiro's dead. He rolls up the thing. Yeah. He rolls up the thing and... Okay. Okay. Cool. He rolls up the carpet and he tears down. I believe this is him tearing it down. Or it might be... Yeah, that's him putting it up. That's him tearing it down. So he's tearing it down. And then he goes into the girls' locker room. Swipes the handbook. And puts the poster up, lays Chihiro on the carpet, and now it's swapped around. Byakuya comes across the corpse and decides he's gonna do something. He suspends the corpse into the air, takes some of the blood, and writes bloodlust on the wall. Meanwhile, we've got... That's the crystal ball from... They go over to the sauna, they throw the handbook in, and the handbook breaks. I think it's this instead. Yeah, blood splattered onto the picture. That's what it wants. Okay.
Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
We're gonna finish the trial before the countdown. I'm gonna find something else to do. Because we are counting fully down to midnight. I'm not just gonna end the stream before midnight.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Damn it! I realized partway through it that I think I fucked up. I didn't lay out my reasoning right. I need to rearrange the events in the case. So yeah, I think it's just that one that's wrong. It's actually supposed to be just him swiping the handbook.
The killer is you! With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them,
gonna skip the part. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work.
They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Didn't we just prove it though? Evidence that Mondo is the killer? That already revealed itself earlier in the trial. All I have to do is check that one item of his and everything will become clear. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time. Oh god, okay. During a bullet time battle, if you press the R button, which is the same button you use to concentrate, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At that point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push the A button however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge run out. So make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we've also prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, which it's not, your opponent won't use nega time. Well then, good luck and have fun. I need to remember how to do this.
Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! False! Show me some evidence!
I tried to do it without activating
Show me some
Negatime or
evidence.
Fever
This should
Time,
prove
but
it.
yeah.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
There we go.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
Taka.
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Uh-oh! This time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Wada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
What?
I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? 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 Why did you do it?
Now then.
Oh, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the B button to fast forward the text. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. No, nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep down inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger.
I'm weak. weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at this school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are. So maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong. Then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the thread of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me.
Yeah!
It sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret.
Uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. It says Chihiro, but it's actually supposed to be Monokuma, and I actually can't believe they didn't fix this in here. It's kind of funny. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did. To keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it. But I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you trusted each other, right? So why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something you didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it.
Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang, and his number 2, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw at Mondo's very soul.
The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad.
Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry.
Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid. Rest is up to you, no matter what. Gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause this team, you and me put together, it's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong.
And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problems shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother.
No matter what, couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo, after assault Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before.
I
didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, the fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
'Cause, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying
What?
if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So, I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a
Stronger
bitch!
than Daya! I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey!
I killed him.
I killed him.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo, he was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it.
Look at him. You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't.
You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead, say that again. I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Awada, the ultimate biker gang leader.
No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Maybe I won't have to switch to another game because we only have 15 more minutes. I can stall and do the Mono machine. I think that's what I'll do. If I need to. Mondo butter.
Laugh at death, and your soul will forever be at peace.
It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. I'm glad I voiced that because I could not imitate that in any world. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane. You know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response. Except that.
However,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library, as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule, too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please, continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well... So, you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene?
But
damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next?
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why?
Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What? You're over-exaggerating.
I'm not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean? That's not the right voice. What do you mean?
Huh? Mean? Me? Me?
What the heck?
Me?
Damn it!
Good grief! I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how
As a noble son of a noble family, truly you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Tagami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up!
Ooh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Tapper. Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you. I know who this is, obviously, but I'm not going to do the right voice for it because why would I?
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away!
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh-hoo! My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Chapter 2, Boy's Life of Despair. The end. We've got 5 minutes until midnight, until 2026. So, I am gonna start doing the Mono Machine. I'm gonna finish the Mono Machine. And we'll just wait out the time a little bit. And then we'll end it after that. After I finish the Mono Machine, because I'm sure that's not gonna take. Because I'm sure it's gonna take more than 4.5 minutes. You received a crazy diamond present! Yay!
I know I shouldn't cry.
You know what? I will go through this scene.
But I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. Getting out of here anytime soon. It's impossible. I can't let myself think about how much I want to get out of here. If I keep thinking like that, I might decide to.
Donuts. I need to eat some donuts. That'll cheer me up. Hey, we get to see her room. It's a nice room. Glazed donuts, twisty donuts, jelly donuts, cream-filled donut holes, malasadas.
Okay.
Oh, God of donuts, I'm praying for a wonderful encounter. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for breaking the nighttime rule. But right now, for me, donuts are absolutely necessary.
Huh?
What's that sound? It sounds like it's coming from the bathhouse.
But
I'm super scared, but it is someone there? Oh no, it's a ghost! It's the ghost of Chihiro. Oh no. Oh, this is the worst time ever to have an ad, and I couldn't snooze it in time. The morning after the conclusion of the second class trial, everyone met up in the dining hall just like always. And I expected it to start like any other day. That's what I expected, but... Today's count kind of sucks, huh? Toko and Byakuya still refuse to show up.
And I haven't seen Miss Asahina anywhere.
She said her stomach was hurting, so she's taking it easy in her room for today.
Oh!
That is rather unusual for her. Normally she is so full of energy. Which is exactly what's making me worry.
So then...
So it's just the 7 of us, then. It looks that way.
How about that?
It's times like these where the committee chairman needs to get things going with a bang.
Impossible.
Or not. Taka hasn't said a word since everything that's happened yesterday. One look at his face showed he hasn't slept a wink since last night. It must be because of Mondo. The two of them became so close, and then he finds out Mondo killed Chihiro. And then having to watch Mondo get punished and nothing he could do about it. I can't even imagine what it must have done to him.
Well...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 2026. Woo! All right, let me just get that out of the way. Happy New Year! Yay! I know, I'm so excited. I did say earlier I didn't have that much energy, but you know. Alright. So I'm gonna finish out this cutscene up to where I can control it, then I'm gonna save. How dare I! Oh no, I ruined the New Year celebration for everyone. You celebrated Ramadan and Fumi! It wasn't planned! Oh my god, that's actually kind of funny. So I mean, what's gonna happen now? We haven't found any way out, and we have no idea if help's ever gonna come. It's now I'm all depressed thinking about it. Fireworks, drinking, sleeping. There are currently fireworks going on outside. So I guess I'm listening to a bunch of fireworks. I knew it was gonna happen, but it's a little loud. I got headphones on. Yeah, yeah. They're not coming through the mic. Thank God for that. But the headphones are drowning them out too, which is nice. Look, now I'm all depressed just thinking about it. In real life, yep, that's true. The people behind me, the people around me, always shoot them off. Always. We simply have to make the best of things. Do our best to get along and live here together in peace. Forget about the outside world and accept this new life. That is the only hope we have now. What? To live here forever?
Well,
here we have every convenience. We have food, clothes, our every need is seen to. Why are you dissatisfied?
In fact, let me ask you this. What is it about the outside world that you long for?
Is that okay?
Competition, discrimination, victimization, and violence. As society grows, so does its perversion. In which case, is our current situation not? Demon angel, pretty pudgy princess.
Huh?
Here we go!
Oh my god, here we go. Maggie, the drill shop owner, the bunny-eared Amazon, cat girl, dog boy, Robo Justice, the galactic king. And what I mean is, there's no 2D here.
There is nothing to be done.
The mastermind puts such base desire to their advantage, bending you to their will.
You know?
Okay, well, anyway, since Taka's like catatonic, as the oldest one here, I'm officially stepping up to take the lead. So we're all gonna work together and spend the rest of the day searching the school. Searching?
I'm right?
Well, I mean, since the class trial is over and all,
Perhaps.
there should be new places for us to investigate. Yeah, that's the ticket. Maybe we'll find some kind of clue this time.
Well then.
Then, once we're done eating, let's split up and begin looking around. Do you have any problem with that, Celeste? There well may be a discovery waiting for us which will further enrich our life here. No, the point is to look for clues. And just as we were starting to come together, she barged in and ruined the conversation.
You called for me and so I appear! Genocide!
What? Nobody called for you. What the? How come it's Genocide Jill and not Toko?
Yes!
God, this place is just amazing! Finally, a place where I can just be my murderous self! Which is why I've decided to stop holding back and spread my wings. No more hiding in a cave for me! Plus, I have another battle to fight. The whole killer with a split personality thing is so overdone. I gotta destroy that stereotype.
You SOB!
I'll fight all day and all night to murder those totally slanderous cliches. But you are a killer with a split personality. If she weren't here, my chances of survival would go up at least 10%. Come on, you gotta back me up here. Even the biggest stars need those little people to hold them up. Well, whatever else we do today, first we should eat. We can't do anything on an empty stomach. You're right, let's hurry up and eat so we can start our investigation. So we were forced to eat breakfast with a murderer. And after our much needed but very annoying meal, we set to work looking around the school. And that is where I am going to stop. If I hit the right button. I am going to save. We are going to stop for the night. Welcome to 2026. Can't wait for another awesome year of streaming. And yeah. Let's see who we can raid out to, shall we? All right.
Raid channel. Who are we going to raid out to? I want to raid one of our friends. Where? You know what? Let's trade out to see. Why not? He's live right now. I don't know how much longer he'll be live, but he's live right now playing. What's he playing? He's playing. Well, did it just disappear? What? Okay, he's playing Arc Raiders. So we're gonna raid out to C. To Talasea. So let's go ahead and do that. Raid over to Talasea. Talasea. Alright. Here is our raid message. Go ahead and get that in there so y'all can copy it. Before next stream, I am committed. Before the next stream, I'm gonna change our raid message. Cause we need something better. It's overused. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and counting down the new year with me. Join in my Discord if you have not already. I stream every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. Next Tuesday, I am going to be streaming Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I'm going to get back into that a little bit. So I hope I can see you guys then. And yeah. I announce in my Discord when I'm going live and whatnot, if there's any changes to my schedule. So again, highly encourage you joining the Discord. And yeah, let's raid out to Talasea. Have a great night, everyone. Happy New Year. Adios.